let's go, Tim. We gotta get this going, man. Tim, you gotta get over here, man. Goodness gracious, these guys are like some of the best. I didn't know they had so many one-liners, man.
This guy, it doesn't stop.
Now, social media is a huge proponent of all businesses. If anything, this is an encouraging video for those people who are trying to start something, do something great. It's free money. It's what I kind of pitched to Tim when I came in. I was like, now, mind you, it costs, but at the same time, when it works, it works. And these guys are a huge catalyst. Your video is probably one of my favorite videos I've ever shot here, personally, because there's so much joy in there. It's just joy and the cake and the people. It was a good. Tim's like, I think it's gonna be like 40 people here tomorrow. Yeah. I was still new to the Blendery, so I don't know what that meant, right? But I'm like, I got you covered. I'll do the video. Yeah. You were part of the million view video, and it was just like, I was like, dude, what are you doing mixing this? And everybody got in their feelings. And then Tim added to the video by 1,000% because he's educating you on argon gas. Mm-hmm. Tim walked them through, and you guys too, because you guys are both culprits, catalysts, patrons. You're everything that keeps this place going. Walk them through what your experience has been like watching the Whiskey Blendery just on social media alone grow, even though you're here literally helping bottle and everything else.
You know, when Tim first told me about this idea, I thought it was a great idea, but people tell you ideas all the time, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I thought it was a great idea, but I knew Tim was maybe the guy that might go do it. And then I didn't hear anything about it for a while.
Took a while.
It took a while, yeah. And then all of a sudden, I found out he'd started it. And then you come up here, and you see it when it's brand new, and you see all the excitement and how new it is, and he's still figuring things out. Mm-hmm. And then to see how quickly he's gotten to where he is today, I think is a big part of it. But then the explosion, I think, on social media is mostly due to these two guys right here.
I'll be very clear, Tim.
Yeah, Tim's a very big proponent of it.
I pitched Tim. I said, you're a $10 million guy, and Jamarcus he's been around me for years. If I tell you we're $2 million, I probably won't see you that long. Right. But if it's 10, that means we can get to 100. We get to 100, we can get to $1 billion. So I told Tim, this is so much natural nuances here, right?
Mm-hmm.
With people like you and him.
Yeah.
And then now he's in a groove, and I love it. Because like, what do you need? A fucking camera on. It's a beautiful thing.
The last few times you've come in, I'm like, oh, good, turn the camera on. Because we're working on so many things.
Yeah.
And I think people, like, what it's taught me is people are hungry for something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's so many things that are just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And people want something unique. I mean, we did 3 things in the last 2 hours that everybody that tried it was like, can I wait? Can I get one of these now? Like, I don't need wax. Like, just can I take it with me?
Well, I've been to something like this in Kentucky, but it is not the same experience. It's a totally different experience, right? Yeah. So it's not the relationship that I've created with Tim over time, but it is truly the experience he creates with everybody that comes in. You're not just a number or just a customer that walks in the door, you know. Yeah. So
what I love about the videos that y'all do here is that it keeps me connected to one of my buddies, so I get to see one of my favorite buddies because he's so fun to watch. And I think that's why people like watching the videos too, is because Tim's little expressions and stuff are so like expressive. Like, so you know how Tim feels about a whiskey based on his eyebrows, and so like if he lifts them a little bit in a certain way and he has his eyes pointed towards it from an angle, he's thinking about what he can do with it.
I am thinking,
and he's got a thought going on.
Have you noticed if I crack a little smile, then I've thought of
he's
what
already
to do.
come up with it.
Yeah.
So we as viewers, we've all kind of like watched that progression, and now we can kind of see.
So I can't play poker anymore.
Yeah,
you just gave the secret sauce away.
They're so raw and uncut. The videos are like raw and uncut, and it's what happens back here. It's what happens over there.
Well, like even on the Cherry Noir, when I took it right off the deal when it was cycling,
right,
and I just nosed it, like that gave me a little smile. And then when I tried it, then I smiled even bigger and handed it to you because I know like it's a home run. So
and keep in mind, I'm a person who loves marketing, branding, messaging. What I saw was Tim's attention to detail and the detail he has with everybody. So he knows what Dell's gonna like, for instance.
Right.
He knows what he's gonna like. Even when I come in, hey, you gotta try this. He knows what I like now, and I'm learning as it's going along. But I was like, there's something special here.
It's very custom.
And I'd love to support and build it out because it's gonna work. Right. And then now it's working, and man, I couldn't be more grateful to say the least.
Yeah, me too.
Just to be sitting here and learning with you guys and watching the expressions. And I love, believe it or not, being off the camera. I'm like, I don't know. It's easier this way, believe it or not. But at any hoop, man, I definitely wanted to get you guys talking about just everything you said.
Well, the whiskey here is different. So I think that's the biggest thing about this place, aside from the marketing, aside from how great the people are, aside from how fun it is to come here and you stay for hours when you meant to be here for 30 minutes, like aside from all that, like aside from this being a cool place, their whiskey is better than whiskey that I can get from like store picks and from other stuff like that. Like the whiskey here is really good, and it's customizable, and the stuff that you blend with, a lot of places make you blend with like really subpar whiskeys, right? And then and it's custom, but like, is it good? There's a lot of custom, but not good.
His only goal is
Right?
to give you the best, and I only laugh because Jamarcus knows. I say, hey, we're gonna go in here at this time. We'll get her early today. Leave by 1 o'clock. Gets to 3 o'clock, and we both look. We go. We don't really have too much to do. We did it. You know, like in our case, we do dog stuff. So like, we shot. I got like 19 videos to like. I could show it anyway. If I left town, I could still post for 2 weeks. I'm like, we'll be fine. We'll get to. So he's like, no rush today. But in your mind, you're like, we'll get in here and get this done. And you start talking to people. He's like, oh, Justin's coming. I'm like, oh shit, Justin. I'll wait for Justin. He's, oh, Son's coming. Like, I'll wait for him too. You go. Then you start trying whiskey.
What was that text
we ain't got nowhere to be.
yesterday?
Oh, which one?
I said I'm gonna be there at noon when they open, but I have to leave by when?
2.
Yeah.
I looked at it. Missed the window, but it just goes back to where else would you want to be? There's only a few places you want to be, and
it's an experience.
Number one place is always around great people.
Yep.
And the Blendery, I mean, even going over there earlier and seeing the people that are like, they got homes. These people got nice homes.
Oh yeah.
And they're sitting in the lounge, just sharing whiskey and talking about whatever.
Yeah.
With whomever, aka friends, clearly that are part of the Blendery stuff.
And people just share stuff here all the time.
Man.
Yeah.
Like
great unique stuff that you can't. It'd be tough to find some of the stuff that people bring up here to share, just with any strangers. Like there was a member at the bar yesterday that cut open his founders and like was sharing it with perfect strangers that came in, and like after he tried it, he's like, oh shit, like this needs to last for a little while. But then he shared it with people that he didn't even know. So it's pretty cool.
When I come up here, people will share stuff with me, and I don't know. They'll just say, hey, you want to try this? And I'm like, it's really nice that guy to just give me some of his bottle.
The best is when those people that come in that are like familiar to the area, like the Whiskey Blendery, and they just start, you watch a group come in, and they'll stack these bottles on the bar.
Yeah.
And you go, well, what's this? Try whatever. It's like eight bottles of crazy stuff that nobody can get. Like, oh yeah, pour it up, whatever you want. And then they'll go sit down and they'll be doing a blend or something. Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Now, Tim, walk them through how social media's kind of impacted your business and the things you learned, because I think that's important too. A lot of people are going to start, and now people are messaging me even at times saying, look what you guys have done. Look at all these people trying to emulate what you're doing. It's like, they can't because they don't have Tim.
Yeah.
They don't have Tim, but what we do know is Tim, I love you even watching the details in the video. That's huge because it gives perspective on people who care about him the same way I do.
It's
Yeah, I think the whiskey has always been good here, but what the social media has done is it's connected people that were looking for exactly what we're doing. Now they know this place exists, and now they know they come in, and if they could get a membership, now they're a member, and then everything we do, we have so many people now that are like, I will take at least one of everything that you do. If you could just set it aside for me, I'll come here once a week and pick up the bottles, and that's pretty cool. So I mean, we could easily sell more whiskey or put out more, but that's not what this place is. I have to crack that smile, and I have to get excited about it, and Richard has to get his goosebumps and like all these things before we even consider bottling it, and people are associating the Blendery with that level of quality, and the different identity from the Mo Peach to the orange juice to the greasy dill to the you name it.
Literally, name it.
Yeah, you can't just go to the store and get anything like that. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to continue to work on things until it has this very unique identity that makes people say, wow, how many can I buy, you know, and then they're sold out, and then it's like, oh, I missed out. Like when the RC Cola sold out, I've had 20 people since, you know, whenever that was, Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be available a little longer, so I didn't do it. Do you happen to have another one? Like, and they missed out on it. It's like, no, like,
Great bottle.
yeah.
It is. I mean, I had to buy one. Jimmy bought one. Jimmy bought Richard one. I mean, you go down the line, you go, I don't know, this might not come back around anytime soon, so better to have one than not, right?
Well, he says he's got a little peach one for me to try, and
I bought that one today too. And I texted a picture to Jimmy, which I shouldn't have done. He was like, I just sent you the money. Go
it's
grab me
incredible.
one.
It's incredible.
It is, and we were. I was here when I got to try it with the guys, so I know it's good.
Yeah.
What keeps you guys coming back outside? Well, I guess you kind of answered that.
So I like coming here instead of just because I could have people. I know people all over the Metroplex, and we're in all the whiskey clubs. Like I could have somebody mule
He's an
my
admin.
stuff here. Yeah, I'm an admin in the Blendery mashup. But like I could have people mule my stuff to me. I didn't have to be here today. He was bringing the stickers. I came up here today because I wanted to be here, and I think that's what a lot of people are trying to do. They're trying to find time to come up here, because coming up here is part of the experience. You're gonna see these guys filming stuff. You're gonna see this guy
incredible
making
how,
things.
like the whiskey community is very big, but it's actually like very small.
Yeah.
Right.
Meaning like you see a ton of different people that you like.
Yeah.
Oh wow, oh that's you, or like you kind of know the people, but then you meet them for the first time.
Two people in there today that I've seen on Facebook for 3-4 years are sitting in there today, and I finally got to shake their hands. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Pretty cool.
This is a house like no other. We're built with amazing, great people, and you know, they got their twinkle in that. One guy just walked up to me and says, "Man, I could see it in their eyes when they're like, that's the guy. I gotta go talk to him at some point." I'd sit back. I said, "I know you think I probably talk all the time, don't you?" And they all do. Like even the dog people, like I get in the car if I'm dropping the dog off, and they like want to talk something to death. They're like, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Really?" I was, "No, I'm fine. I promise." You guys should try. Be safe. Let's get to your house quick. You know, and the same thing. They probably think I'm somewhere just me and Tim talking about whiskey for 5 hours straight. And it's really just let's be deliberate. Let's be intentional. Let's capture the stuff that matters.
Right.
Let's share things that can scale and mean something to people. And then I'm anticipating those moments too. And then many times now we're creating them like, hey, we need to do a video on this, and that. Past that, I'm here for 3 to 4 hours.
Well, y'all are doing so many projects now. Like,
Yeah, like
it's
the
insane.
speed and the efficiency that we're doing the projects, and the end result. Like I have so much like data over the last 3 years. Like we're not making near as many mistakes, or I mean, we used to only use our stainless for mistakes, and like all of our stainless containers are like, I can't fix it. I don't know what the answer. Put it in stainless. We'll mess with it later. We don't have time to mess with it. And like all of our stainless containers were mistakes, and now they're all like good projects.
Yeah.
Like they're all,
opportunities.
yeah, like because now like a mistake or like even when we tried that one earlier, and it's like, yeah, it went that hour or whatever it was. It went too far. I already know how to fix it, and it's like, let's add more volume to it. Let's try it again in 45 minutes, and it did what we thought it would. And now, and then the earthy thing came out, and it's like, well, let's see if we want that, because that comes in after time. We don't have to have that if we don't want it. So I already kind of know where things are going, and that's real fun for me, because the speed at which we can put out like quality projects that are so unique. Is getting we're getting much more efficient on it. So
the time is getting shorter and shorter because everybody's buying this stuff so quick.
and it's cool too. Like yesterday, we had somebody doing a fill your own bottle experience. So they paid for 4 bottles. We tried a few barrels, and it's supposed to be bottle your favorite barrel.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, we tried this one, we tried that one, that was their favorite, and it's like, well, man, I almost think like this would be a good blend. And normally we don't allow blending on that, but I was like, I kind of agree with you.
Let's see what
happens. So we did 50-50 and that didn't work. And I was like, let's try 80-20. And we tried 80-20. It was like, whoa, this is really good. And then it's like, all right, now we did a 90-10 and a 75-25. And then we set them up blind for her. Like it was her birthday and this was the deal. And we did it and it came out awesome. Like the 80-20 was perfect. And then there was a few people at the bar. And so she cracked one open. Like after they were done and cracked one open, then we ended up making 2 more, and then another guy at the bar, well, can I buy one too? And then we made another one for him, and so it's pretty cool. So there was 7 bottles that never existed before for her birthday, and now people that just were picking up other bottles got to, like, we made another one for them. And like that's pretty cool. That she created her first blend, and it was so good that strangers tried it and they're like, can I buy one of these? So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that's social media people. When I pitched Tim coming in and trying to add value, it was like, don't overthink it. Some people get into basically making social media complex. We got to do all these things. Like, no, you don't. Just do what you do every day. And I need to be there to anticipate these moments. And this right here is magic. Like, there's no script. There's no teleprompter. It's literally.
To be clear, I wrote a script. They threw it out.
He's definitely too fucking left field for that. He's so left field. If you gave him a script, he would have read it and been like, "Fuck this," and went off script in the first 3 lines. And here we go. I didn't even know this guy does training videos, so he's in front of the camera. This is good news. Like, so you're actually better on camera than I thought.
Sold out of a lot of these.
It's all right, I guess. Yeah.
You know what? He doesn't know this. When somebody tells me this, again, I do branding marketing. This is what I've done for years. I know how to scale people like him, because now it's a matter of actually punching him in the gut per se and making him more uncomfortable because he's going to do something crazy. Kind of like the video that did 1 million views, and be yourself. And I'm like, oh, I told you. I'm like this. I told you. Got you, man. Got you. So if you've not had a chance to come into the Whiskey Blendery, you definitely want to get here.
Yeah.
These guys are here. I probably see you guys once a week.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
At least probably 2 or 3 times a month.
Right.
And that's a lot when you don't have their numbers. They're just here. And somebody said, what are you doing here? I said, dude, I fucking work here. Tim, anything you want to leave them with, man? Because again, this is a space that you're familiar with. But the approach I took was completely opposite of what you were used to.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I'm not a big social media guy. I don't like. I kind of hate that, that's where things are going, but whatever. Because I'm more of a private guy. Like, I like getting like real close and knowing a certain people and being there for them. They'd be like, but I mean, whiskey as the conduit has really opened that up, and I think you've seen that. You've been a part of that, and seeing.
I've got a front row seat on a fucking whatever the fastest jet is.
Yeah.
I couldn't have planned this better. So if I say, hey, Tim, I want to get into whiskey, imagine sitting in front row to watching a business begin to flourish, learning about whiskey from some of the best people, especially being guided by him. And then from the KBFs to the barrel house, like everything you never thought of, you're watching it from start to finish. I started and we're not even done yet. You go, there's a lot to unpack here, man.
You learn so much here. I learned a lot here. So.
And I learned something today. And we're constantly learning, and I mean, I want myself and my team to stay humble and gracious, because like the whole community that comes in to do this is why I get to do what I love. Like if these guys wouldn't come in and buy bottles and do that stuff, then it's like I wouldn't be here. So I will forever be grateful for that I get to do what I love because of guys like this. So
there you have it, people. Well, we've said it before, keep it whiskey. Shout out to our guy, Justin. What's your name, man?
Jared.
Justin, Jared.
They call me cornbread.
Here we go. They do call you cornbread.
Yeah,
that's my nickname.
He got all white hair. They call him cornbread. What is even happening right
I'm juicy. That buttery sweetness. You know what I mean?
You can't make this up. If you're in Texas, not in Texas, or if you get close to the DFW area, I would encourage you and almost challenge you to come out here, meet Tim. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know who you're going to meet here, and what an opportunity this place, especially whiskey-wise, provides for you to be a better person and drink some amazing whiskey, people. Guys, keep it whiskey, man.